We're here to help. Hi.
Hi there. Who are we
Hey.
talking to? What's your name?
My name's Megan with two G's.
Megan. Megan what?
With two G's.
Meggan?
You got it.
Got a little G happy in the name.
Yeah,
huh?
what's the backstory with mom and dad on that spelling of Megan?
It's not as exciting as it should be, but my mom really liked to do calligraphy when she was pregnant with me, and G's were her favorite.
Amazing. Okay,
So they
God bless
just-
mom. That's cool.
Okay.
It was Molly or Megan, and I'm glad they picked Megan because I know a lot of mean Mollys.
I think
And
you could use a third G. We'll get into it a little. I think a third G would be fine with me at this point. Let's go for it.
I totally agree.
I'm ready.
What is your
I'm ready.
what's your age, Megan? And where are you calling from?
I'm 42. I'm calling from Virginia.
Well,
Correct.
what's going on? We aim to please. What's happening?
Well, I wrote in my email about how I'm 42. I'm almost 43. Pretty happy person. You know, I own my own home, got a good job. But I'm really, really into fostering animals. And I'm just really like animals a lot. So I have 2 dogs, I have 6 cats, and then I have a lot of foster kittens, depending on the time of year. So I'm like, have I just sealed the deal of being single for the rest of my life with my like extracurricular activity of being obsessed with animals?
Interesting, Megan.
I'm relating so hard to this question.
And then
So,
on the one hand, I'm like, do I care? But I don't
Yeah.
know. I've been single a long time, and I'm like, well, you know, I should.
Okay, so we got 2 dogs, we've got 6 cats. When you say you foster a lot of kittens, what's the most you've ever fostered at once? What are we talking here?
Like, I think 4th of July weekend of last year was pretty hectic, and I maybe had like 15.
15
shit.
cats.
Holy shit!
But we're talking
I thought
like
2 G's was a lot.
right?
Nice,
but
nice
like we're
car.
talking like 5. I'll have 5 kittens that are like, you know, like we're talking like baby cats.
Okay, so the kittens
So,
don't do much. They're just sitting in a
yeah.
little box.
No, yeah, and like my house is like, my friends are constantly like, you would not know. that
Okay, so you
are
have a big
obsessed.
house.
No, it's not big. I just clean it, and it's like, you know, it's just
Okay.
I keep up
That
with
was-
it.
Okay, so it's not a
That was gonna be
smelly.
one of my
It's not a
questions,
smelly
right.
house.
Oh yeah, no, I need you guys to know that it smells good in here. When I went to adopt a rescue dog recently, she was in a foster home, and I went to the lady's house, and I can't remember if she told me if she had 15 or 20 cats, but it smelled like she had 15 or 20 cats, and I was like, is this my future?
Well, let me just quick sidebar and tell you something that to me I relate it to, because I am a cat owner as well, and I relate it to when I used to smoke. When I used to smoke,
I'm a fan.
Well, thank you. When I used to smoke cigarettes,
Jose, I said what's up.
I didn't think. This is what's up.
No,
When I
he
used to smoke
doesn't, 'cause he's a
cigarettes-
cat and he
does.
can't
He's
understand.
right here. He's waving right now.
No, he
Why
isn't.
is he waving? Why
I'm
is he-
watching a video. But there is
He's
a
like,
cat
take
behind
me to
you.
her house.
Yeah, well, easy,
over
Megan.
there.
Okay,
Come on,
Megan.
Dad.
Slow down, Megan. When you have a cat, you don't think it smells. But when I moved out of my last apartment, the guy, when I was talking about the security deposit, he was like, yeah, and then we'll be able to give you like most of it back, but we're going to take like $400 to get the cat smell out of there. And I was like, cat smell? And I think other people can smell what we maybe can't. But anyway.
Fair.
So is your question basically, have you given up the idea of a relationship because of the animal path you've taken?
Yeah, well, I kind of think my question was like, have I blown it for you know, any average human being? Like I feel pretty normal, you know.
Yeah,
like
sure.
I've done an adequate amount of therapy. I've got friends. I've got like a full life. But like, you know, on paper, wow.
Yeah. So Double G, can I ask you a question?
Yes,
When was the last big relationship?
a long time.
You talking a decade?
Like I haven't lived with anybody in over a decade.
Okay.
And like I've dated, but I also, you know, I just don't like relationships end sooner now because I'm not 25. So I'm not going to like be like, it's fine if he's really mean to me
That's
when
right.
he's having a bad day. You know, like
That's
I'm like,
good.
oh no, I'm not going to date this guy. Yeah, no, it's
You have-
good. Like I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to date this guy because he's mean.
Right. So
Your standards.
you have standards. You've built
I
a
do.
life for yourself. You got a good group. You like your life. You like your financial status, and you love your cats. But you also think maybe there could be love. But am I blowing it with these pets?
Kind of.
Okay,
But I'm
so-
like, I don't know if I'm willing to give up the pets.
I don't know if you have to. I don't know if you have to. But one other question, Double G. If you're really honest with yourself, do you want potentially a 200-pound animal man to be, or a woman to be roaming around that house with you? Are you looking for a partner in crime, or are you just wondering if the grass is greener? Because it doesn't sound like you have a lonely life. Yeah. Sounds like you have a full life.
I don't. I like, my dream would be to have like an out of town boyfriend that I get to see like a couple times a month.
Right.
So Double G, I can jump in here a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think we asked some questions to get a little bit more backstory, and this is becoming crystal clear to me, Double J. And that is two dogs, 6 cats. I'm a regular single guy in Virginia. I meet Megan. I view a 42-year-old woman as young. I'm a 45-year-old guy. We got a nice thing cooking, you and me. We go back to your house. I'm not loving the 6 cats because I like cats just fine. But 6, we're getting there. I'm asking questions. I'm saying, is this lady a little bit wacky? If I go there and there's 15 kittens in a box, 6 cats and 2 dogs, there's a lot of red flags, Double G. Because I'm just thinking,
what does that mean?
Where do we go?
But what does that mean?
But I'll tell you, Double G, if this is 42, what's 65? Let's say we fall in love with each other and we got a nice thing cooking. And all of a sudden I wake up and I got 8 dogs, 42 cats, and 100 kittens. I'm not ready to run a zoo. I don't want a shelter. You're entering a world and you're right on the brink. Now, going deep into that world might be great, but I feel like you're right on a line.
I know. I probably am. I also feel like you may not be a cat man, though. So I'm not.
You're right. But listen, this is coming. This is going to be a tough one because this is going to be this kind of advice to me is you go to a restaurant and you say to the waiter, "What should I get?" Whenever someone says that, I want to slap them in the face because I go, "You have different taste buds." A guy like the Garth man, Gareth, 50 cats, he's going to go, "Can I move in tonight?" A guy like Double J, I'm not doing that. Garth man, go ahead.
Here's the only issue. This is what I find problematic about this situation. I think if you've carved out the animal lover life for yourself, that's great. And I think the fact that you're already kind of like, I'm fulfilled plenty, but there is room for more, is good. Your worst case scenario is you're surrounded by, the love of the animals. And again, I think it is a lot of animals. Like even I as an animal lover, I would be like, oh my God, that's a
6
lot.
Is a lot of cats.
So, but here's the deal. If a man, let's say, was obsessed with like sports and sports teams and sports players, and you went in their house and they had like all their jerseys and like they were obsessed with all the play, like I just don't feel like.
Well, the jerseys aren't alive, Megan, and they don't take shits in boxes in the house.
It
I'm
is
not
a
asking
difference.
Anybody to clean up the boxes.
I know,
but it's a difference in commitment level. The sports analogy is, I get it, but it is like, yeah, look, I mean, this person will be watching sports, but if you're like, hey, let's go out, or hey, don't watch sports, or hey, just keep it to Sunday, that's possible.
Wait, hold on. Can I give a connection that might be closer, in my opinion, from the sports, Megan? And I want to know what you would think.
Do. Yes.
Let's say you met a guy and he said, when I grew up, I was fascinated with the sharper image and I love robotics and little weird toys where you sit down and it massages your back and you go, oh my God, that's so quirky. I'm kind of a cat and dog lady. And he goes, amazing. And you go to his house and he has 12 full-size robots. And, they don't really do much. They're not like cleaning robots. They're just moving through the space. But they're a major part of like the living room. In the kitchen, there's 2 robots.
Bang this
guy. All I can think of is that episode of The
you're
Simpsons.
Gonna think there's a lot of robots, my man.
My cat just came in here and she's so offended that you just compared her to a robot. She is.
No, Double G. No, you're getting out of it. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a lot of robots.
One eye, and she's upset.
You can't bring up your cat's disability to make Jake feel bad. He didn't know that.
She's so cute.
So here's going to be my advice to you on this one. And this is now the real advice. I think you genuinely sound happy and content with what you're doing. So I wouldn't change a goddamn thing. And if a guy's not into your pets, then he's not the right guy for you because you seem like you love the pets. And there are guys out there, and people out there that are going to be just like you. And if you find them, great. And if not, you don't need anybody else. It seems like you got a good thing cooking. That's my 2 cents. Gareth?
All right. That's pretty good. And I am on board with all that. But I'm going to say, just because you made the call, there's obviously some impulse to, keep that door open. What I would do is I would set up a dating profile on something that's not dog shit, which you're very familiar with. And I would just put, this is like, you've got food on the boat, but if you catch something, fantastic. And it just says very clearly in the dating app, I have a ton of animals. If that's a problem for you, swipe left. And just that way, you've got a hook in the water, just in case.
I wouldn't phrase it that way.
I would absolutely phrase it. Hold on, Jake. Write down what I said, because he's going to try to make you forget it.
No, I
have a ton of animals.
I have a ton of animals.
So and you either like it or hate it. In or out.
Out.
Yeah.
Out
well,
by
then
the tone.
Fine, you're out. Then you're out.
But
then you're not the one for Megan.
But
you're not Megan's
one.
We're looking for a Roger with 2 G's to fit into this life.
If animals aren't for you, I get it. But then maybe swipe left.
Yeah.
You don't have to go aggressively
but
push them away.
I think we also want to give the heads up that there's like a pet store being in the house. So I think you'd be like, big animal lover, foster lots of kittens, have a couple dogs, just a heads up, but excited to meet, something like that.
So Megan, we like to end these calls.
Jake needs a cat.
Yeah. I have 2 outdoor cats.
Interesting.
And I love them. I love them. But Megan, in closing, we just like to ask people, what do you think you're going to do? Because this is more about you than us.
I don't know. I guess maybe I'll give the dating apps a try. It's just not something I've normally done, because it seems like a nightmarish situation for a lot of my single friends. But
yes,
maybe I will. Maybe I'll just put it out there.
So could you do us a favor then, Megan? Could you try to do the dating app, and we're going to have Gareth take the lead here, and could you write something in the app about having the pets, and then could you follow up with us and let us know how it went?
Yes, I absolutely will.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this call. We wish you all the best.
Thank you, Megan. We're going to buy you a 3rd G.
You.
Thank you. You got more G's than Verizon.